You can lower your gaze or close your eyes. And you can begin to welcome yourself to your practice just by noticing where you are in space. The air in the room, the boundaries of your skin, the places where you meet the ground. Begin to deepen your breath. So moving from the relatively shallow way that we breathe throughout most of the day to really utilize the full capacity of the lungs. So feel your breath move down, out into the side ribs, into the back. And sometimes just a hand or two is helpful. As you wait for your body to respond. And then go ahead and reach down, grab onto your left sit bone, drag it diagonally back behind you. And as you drag that left sit bone back and out to the left, you're going to shift your pelvic floor a little to the right. And release it down, and other side. Grab onto your right sit bone. This isn't going to be a big giant movement. You can slide it a little diagonally back to the right. And imagine the pelvic floor shifting any amount to the left, creating a wider base, a bit more space, and then release. And then from those sit bones, could you imagine growing roots down through your mat, through the floor, and into the earth? And as you breathe, can you imagine your inhales going down into those roots? And then as you exhale, your breath is going to come back up through the length of your spine and right up and out through the crown of your head. So we're just creating a little bit of balance where the inhale is usually the half of the breath that's really opening, uplifting. And so we're going to inhale, but imagine the breath moving down just to balance out that energy. The exhale usually closes us off, gets us a little bit more grounded. And so on exhale, we're going to imagine the breath moving up just to balance that out. So the apana, the downward energy, is balanced with the prana, the upward lifting energy. Just by imagining a little bit of the opposite as we breathe. And we're going to take that into a twist. Left hand onto the right knee, right fingertips back behind you, tented, or if the floor is far away, you can use a block. Inhale, send your breath down through your left sit bone. And then from those left roots, as you exhale, can you let your right rib cage spin back, up, and open? Inhale, send your breath down through your right sit bone. And then from those nice stable roots, as you exhale, can you let your left rib cage spin forward, up, and open? And so you can play with that for another 2 or so breaths here. Follow your next exhale to the bottom, and then inhale, release. Change the cross of the legs if you like. And again, if it's helpful, inhale, imagine the breath moving down into the right sit bone. And then from there, from that stability, exhale, left ribs up, back, and open. Inhale down into the left sit bone. And then from there, let the right ribs come up, forward, and open. And so you just follow that pattern into your twist. You might not go any deeper. Keeping that little visual for me anyway helps really keep me present. And it helps me kind of talk to my body in a different way. Following your exhale to the bottom, and then your inhale will bring you back through center. Just a couple rounds of seated cat-cow, where the pubic bone drops down, front of the body opens on your inhale, and then exhale. Unfold a leg, grab your right foot, give a little massage. The whole sole of the foot, peeling it open. You can try to spread a little space in between the long bones of the foot, carving your thumbs in there. Just getting the blood flowing to the ball of the foot, heel. A little attention to all your toes, maybe give them a little pull, a little twist. And then you can thread your fingers in between your toes, give them a little wiggle. Could spend a lot longer on this, but for 20 minutes, just give a little shake out. Nice and alive after, and then we'll do the other side. I like to give a little extra attention to the area where the heel and the arch come together. Right below the talus bone, this is where the majority of your weight comes down when you're standing. Pull and twist your toes. See if you can thread your fingers in between your toes, give them a little wiggle. Does not always feel great. And then roll the ankle. Couple waves through the feet. You draw the toes back and then press out through the ball of the foot. All right, stand up on those feet. Balance is a little different right now for me. Can't hide this anymore. Sometimes when I see it, I still just laugh. All right, so feeling your feet underneath you. A couple rocks back between the heels and the balls of the feet. And then we'll just start to shake it out a little bit. Maybe sway a little. Rolling through the shoulders. Rolling through the spine. And then go ahead, reach up, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. We're going to take it into a little bit of a side bend. Enough so your left heel kind of loses the ground. And then just kind of release down that whole left line. So holding the wrist, let the elbow go, see if you can let the shoulder go. Release the rib cage from the shoulder. Release your waist from your rib cage. Let your hip go. Maybe even just kind of wiggle that left leg out a little bit. And then from the back, from your back left ribs, back of waist, really like that left lower lung kidney area, lengthen down. Start to slide that length down through the inseam of the left leg. Turn your heel out a little bit, and then root all the way down through the heel. You could open up gills at the back of the waist. Get nice and grounded through that left foot. And then inhale, come back up to center. And just notice how it feels to stand on both legs. And then we'll do the other side, holding onto the right wrist. Side bend enough so that you kind of lose your ground, you lose the roots. And then just kind of let everything go. Releasing the elbow from the wrist, the shoulder from the elbow, rib cage. Imagine just releasing your whole right leg from right below the lung. So things are just kind of hanging. And we're going to turn the right heel out a little bit. And then from the back side, from your back right ribs, down through the kidney, back of waist, right down the kind of right side of the spine, the inseam of the right leg, and finally into that right heel, nice and grounded. And then inhale, and exhale, release. I mean, sometimes that's enough to change my whole day right there. Let's take the feet out a little bit wider. Inhale, we'll take the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, lower down into a squat. Take your feet as wide as they need to be for this. We're going to bring the hands down, inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, hands to the floor, lift the hips, fold forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. The pubic bone and the tailbone will reach back, so you're getting nice and long through the spine. Exhale, lower your hips for your squat. At the bottom of your exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Lift through the pelvic floor, and then inhale, stand up. Arms up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, lower the hips, squat. Bottom of the exhale, you're going to lift right up through the pelvic floor. Inhale, stand up. Arms up. Exhale, arms down. And one more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward, pubic bone and tailbone reach back. Exhale, lower into your squat. Pubic bone and tailbone draw together, sit bones draw together, lift up the pelvic floor. Inhale. And exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open to the right. More like that. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, hands interlace at the lower back. You can always use a strap for this. We're going to roll the shoulders open. Gaze forward. Without leaning too far forward here. Tailbone heavy, pubic bone heavy. Can you reach your knuckles back? And at the same time, can you feel for spreading wide across the shoulder blades? So even as you're opening up the front of the chest, you're trying to maintain some space at the back of the heart, at the upper back. Take another breath in. Maybe a little back bend if that would feel good to you. And then we're going to exhale and fold forward. Bring the arms overhead. Your feet can be together here. They need to be wider. Make a little space for the belly. Take another breath in. And then exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, lower down into your squat. From your squat, we're going to bring the knees down. Keep the toes tucked, but you can bring the feet a little closer together. Maybe spread the toes a bit more wide. You can stay here, breathing into the soles of the feet. You could bring your hands down and lift the knees up, staying up on the balls of the feet. And then we'll release the toes. Hips to the heels. Child's pose. Walk your hands a little further forward, letting that kind of pick your hips up a bit. And then from the back side of the body, the same place that we used to lengthen in the side bend when we were standing. Back, bottom, ribs, backs of waist, kidney area, lengthen back to kind of re-ground your hips. Hands under the shoulders, and we'll make our way onto our backs. Walking your feet back so your heels are a little closer to your sit bones. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reach the knees forward, dragging the hips forward and up. Inhale, press down through the feet, lift up through the hips, and then you can rock a little bit onto the right side to tuck your left shoulder underneath you. Rock a little onto your left side to tuck the right shoulder underneath you. You could interlace the hands here. You can hold the outside edges of your mat and peel your mat apart. Feel for rooting down through the feet, the shoulders, the wrists, a little bit through the back of the head. And then a nice lift through your upper side ribs, through your hips, Take one more breath in. Release the hands, release the shoulders, lower the vertebrae one at a time. And then you can hug the knees in, give them a little squeeze, maybe a little rock. And we'll set up for Shavasana. Extending the legs, arms out wide. Like a little roll under the back of the neck. Can you surrender into the ground? Can you release the weight of your bones? Can you release the weight of your muscle, your skin? Can you release control over your breath and just be here, watching the body breathe? The beauty of home practice is Shavasana could be another half an hour if you like. And the more time you spend, it is a great investment in your health. But if you're ready to move, just observe the breath in your nose, which nostril is more open. Go ahead and roll over to that side. And then press your way up to a seat. Bring your hands to your heart. We'll close with one Om. I hope you feel a bit better than you did at the beginning of practice, and that you can take some of that feeling with you throughout your day. Thank you so much.